everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Before I get going on today's really quick and super cute little project, I am going to just let you know of a couple of upcoming things. One is there is free shipping. It will be next week, but I'm not sure when I'm going to post this. So it is the 21st. On orders in the US of $75 or more, there is free shipping. So I know that there's probably a nice long list that you have of stuff from the new catalog that you might still want to get. So be thinking of your order for that day, and then if you're going to order more than $75, don't place an order from today until then, because I want you to save on that shipping. And then I will also have some kind of additional goodie if you purchase $75 or more on that day as well. So you'll get a double bonus. Then I also wanted to remind you of the joining special that is currently going. If you join my team, it is $99 and you get to pick $125 of whatever you want. And then Stampin' Up! Is going to give you a huge assortment of new in-color products. The pads, the markers, some paper, maybe designer series paper. There's at least 4 things. It's on my website. It's in my emails. And then as far as what benefits of being on my team for this particular month, every time there's a new catalog, I do my biggest class that I do every year. I do it 3 times and it comes out every time there's a new catalog. So it's called my Try It class. It's about $75, $80 to take the class, but my team members get it for free. So that is a perk. The other classes, they get all of my videos, and you can go, if you join my team, join our Facebook group page, and all of my past classes, the tutorials are on there, so you have access to all of that for as long as you're an active member of the team. But for the actual Try It class, if they would like, they can have the packet sent to them. So that's kind of fun. And I have, the reason I'm going to tell you now is I have they've all gone out in the mail, the ones that are part of the class, and then I just have to wait to make sure that they all arrive safely, because I make some extras in case there's a postage mishap, which there are postage mishaps, and I just want to make sure I have one of those ready to go. So I keep a few set aside for that, and I have maybe 5 that I've set aside for new team members. If those don't go in the next couple of days, then I will offer those for sale. So if you just want to be a happy stamper, which we all like to be happy stampers, and you don't want to join my team, that's fine. But I will offer whatever I have left that hopefully I don't need for mail mishaps. And if not enough people take the ones for my team for free, then I'll offer those for sale. So there is that. So join my team and free shipping. Those are the 2 things I wanted to tell you about. Now I'm going to flip my camera down and do today's card. I'm going to do, I'm doing it's very hard. I don't know why I did this. I have a designer series paper series, but it sounds really silly when I say designer series paper series. Series 2 close together 2 times. So I've been calling it a DSP series. So I was on the Full of Life, and then he skipped back over to Thoughtful Journey. And then for camp today, we did a project with Wildly Flowering, which is my favorite paper from the new catalog. And I wasn't going to do it, but I didn't have anything else ready to go because whatever day I did the Try It videos this week, I filmed 11 videos. That's a lot of talking to your phone. So I had done all those, and I was shorthanded on projects for this, but then I thought there's no reason my DSP series doesn't have to, like, they don't have to be grouped together, right? You can, if I skip, you'll be able to match it back up. And then on my website, when I've done the 3 cards for each paper, I will put a picture of all 3 of the cards. So that way you can go back and see the ones if they're out of order, and I'll playlist them together or something so you can catch them. So we're going to skip, and then I will come back to finish off the Full of Life because it's our club paper for June. And so the next card I do with it will use the bundle that goes with the paper, and that will be club, and that pushes it a little bit closer to June anyway. So maybe I'll stick to Wildly Flowering for a minute because it's so pretty. So let me turn on my other light. I can't have that light on when I face frontwards because it shines big old rings on my glasses. It does kind of make my glasses have blue eyes, so I have to have the ones that change to sunglasses. So sometimes it makes me look like I have sunglasses on. I did buy a pair of glasses that don't have the tint when the sun shines, much to my eye doctor's chagrin. But I told her sometimes I need to have something where I'm filming, and I promised her I wouldn't wear them outside. But now I have all the rest of my lights on. So we're going to do Wildly Flowering. It's such a pretty paper. And when the next card I do, I will use the bundle that goes with the set, and then I will show you all of the papers, and I'll use the folder. I haven't even used the folder yet, but I will on that next card. This is really pretty. I don't want to take too long since I already talked. We're going to throw this card together. It can be for a birthday, graduation, all kinds of fun things. So I'm going to use the You Are Beautiful. I used it the other day when I used the scripture, and I did the colors with the Full of Life paper. So this is going to look totally different again. And I'm not going to use the scripture this time because it's too big for the frame that I'm going to use. But I'm going to use some of the flowers and the other words. So we're going to use this particular piece of paper until I cut for camp. So there's an extra one. It is the mauve and the espresso. You can use either side. This one has a little bit of the wild weed in it. The color palette for this particular suite features a lot of last year's new in colors, so they're on the start of their second year. I'm going to use Moody Mauve for my card base. Oh, and I'm a little out of breath because I realized I didn't have the dies because they were still down with camp stuff. And now I'm afraid that my bone folder's down there too. That's what happens when you have two places. That's why we need to move, because I need to have all my stuff in one place. So we're gonna lay that on there. And then the dies that I just ran downstairs to get, there are two different frames like this. This one will give us the pop out and then the frame. If you're gonna try it, you're getting that in for the card for this one. And then it has this little piece that goes here. So I'm going to run these through my cut and emboss, this on the espresso and the white. So here they are. This one just does a perforated, well, I don't know what shape that is. I do, but I'm tired, so that shape. And then it does a larger one for this one, and then also your frame. Let's pop that out of there. It was one pass through on the cut and emboss machine. And then we have, let's do our little tag first. So I'm going to stamp the leaves. These leaves, I think, look like they go with this set. Where'd I put or the piece of paper? See, they kind of match. In fact, there's pieces of the paper. You don't see it on this little piece here, but see, it looks like they go together. It's not the set that goes with the paper. But that's what I love about our stuff, is so much of it can work that way. So I'm going to take the big leaves. I was going to use the little ones, but then I was going to have to pull markers out. And this was the last camp project that I designed. And I'm going to stamp this on here. So then I decided to stick with mauve. I want this to be a little bit lighter. So I've stamped off once, and I'm going to breathe some hot air on it, so it's a little bit lighter. And then let's take Early Espresso. I'm not done with that one. And I'm going to stamp You Are a Shining Light, which would make a good thank you. It makes a good graduation, great graduation, anniversary, birthday. So here's our tag. And then I like to decorate my cardstock a little bit. Partly because it's super quick. If I had the envelope here, I would do this across the back of the envelope as well, but I don't have any envelopes laying here at the moment. So I'm just going to ink this up, and then you need to go off the edge of your card so you'll see it when we put the paper on. If you do it inside the card, then almost everything ends up being underneath your design. So I'm just going to go around the edges first. And then to make sure that it's seen, I'm going to do some whole ones here on the back. So let's do this one right here on the crease. I usually do these before I fold them in half, but I did that on my other one and I didn't get very much on this side of my card because I misjudged where the half was. I think it's because I was in a hurry because trying to get ready for camp. And then one more little... This is a big stamp and a small piece of scrap paper. So now when we go to add that frame, we'll have a little bit that shows around the edges. So for the ribbon on this one, I am going to use our twine. You're going to take the twine, you want to cut it the same length as the card, and then you're going to untwist it into 3. It's 3 cords twisted together. There's another scripture for you. So untwist them. I did about 2/3 down one way, and then you flip it over and do the other one, it comes right off. So now we have our 3 pieces. I'm going to use my Seal Plus, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a whole strip of it here. And then I'm going to put some here because when I'm done adding the ribbon, I can stick it straight to my card. This, and then just take one of them at a time. And you don't want it to be tight because we're going to slide that frame down underneath there. So just lightly, and if you do it too tight, then you're going to see that lovely little kinky thing it has going on. Looks like you braided your hair and then slept on it. So you're just going to let that be like that. Just kind of hold it here in the middle. Just lightly twist it. You can do tighter on the one side, and then when you do the other, just don't pull it as tight because you want it to keep that movement in the ribbon. And because I'm using the Seal Plus, I barely need to touch it and it grabs it. If you use the regular seal, you'll have to press it a little harder to get it to stay back there. And I'll show you the difference that it looks like between, it's one piece, so this was one piece of the thread, as opposed to doing it and not unraveling it. So let's stick this on here. And now you can see it's pulled that tight on there. But here's one piece of thread, or you can put on one this way. I just like the kind of movement and a little bit of whimsy that adds to the card. Oh yes, I don't have one my bone folder. I own a zillion bone folders. You would think that I could find one on this table, but I must have carried them all down. So it's bothering me, and I'm gonna need it in a second because I want to whack it, but we're gonna have to whack with something else today, I guess. So now let's make our little label. This is super simple. We're gonna add this first, and I also have my glue downstairs. Maybe this might be one of my glues, that doesn't work very well. We'll see. I carried up this project because I thought this is what I need to do this project, but I didn't think about all the pieces. At least my glue works that I was still missing. So we're gonna add this glue, and then because this is not attached very much, you can slide this right under. And because it's wispy, you can still see the frame. If you had the one solid piece of twine and it went right over that, you really wouldn't notice it much. Let me pop this lid back on here because this one does work. I have one of these where the top is bad, and when that happens, all you do is you take the glue and you either switch tops or you pour it into one that has a top that works. Now I'm going to take some dimensionals. My big ones are downstairs. So I want this to pop up a little bit because it fits exactly right in there. So if you can just tape it so it's right in there, but then it's not gonna look like it was 2 separate pieces. And I want it to look like it's 2 separate pieces. So pop this back in here as well. Now you can kind of just see underneath that paper a little bit, and you know that it's 2 pieces. And stick this. And again, it can slide right under there. Just like that. Now I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and just on this piece right here, to make this brown look a little bit different than the espresso that's behind it. Just brush your Stella on right here. In class, we also brushed it on the brown leaves on the paper and on the mauve leaves on the top. But just for time and just because it was just a little extra. This actually is a little bit dirty, that Stella. And then I took this and I whacked it. So let's see, what can we whack it with? Because my thing's downstairs and I don't want to go back down there one more time. Let's try it with a ruler. There is no question that doing this works far best with your bone folder, but that didn't do bad. And then for the embellishments, I am going to use these. These are part of the suite that comes with the Wildly Flowering Suite adhesive back textured dots. We talked about this in Try It. I used to be able to remember the names of embellishments, and then all of the names kind of became a literal, this is what it is, but we have lots of adhesive back dots. So these just happen to have texture, but I feel like we've had those before too. They're kind of coppery, bronzy, and they do have some texture. They match the folder that I didn't use on this card. So I'm going to do 3. You know, I like to do 5, 7 embellishments, but I don't want it to overwhelm on this card. So it's a little bit placement different than my other one because I let the twine kind of be the guide of where I put. But look how that Stella just on the edges there makes it look just enough different from that. Here's the other one. You can see this one has Stella on the flowers around. I don't know that you can see it on camera, and so to take the time to do it, but you can do that because you can never have too much sparkle. And it says you are a shining light. So get that all sparkly on there. So that's what I have for you today. Remember, join my team, get one of those last packets, and get ready to shop from all the new catalog stuff that you don't have yet on the 21st. Have a great one. Bye.